Hey team, let's talk about influencers and NFTs. Case in point, the Bored Bunny NFT collection is a profile pic project that was pumped up by some huge influencers like Floyd Mayweather, David Dobrik, DJ Khaled, French Montana, Jake Paul, Chantel Jeffries, and more. All of these people were paid handsomely to promote the project, which they did, and then it dropped like a rock. Thanks to ZachXBT on Twitter for researching and posting on this. Minted at 0.4 ETH, those bunnies then dropped to 0.059 ETH in about 90 days. That's about an 85% drop, with the leadership of the team disappearing with their newly ill-gotten millions. There is a bit more to the story, but that's the short version, and this was just a slow rug pull. The moral of the story is this: don't be influenced by uneducated influencers. What do we have here? Who are these people? Boxers, DJs, and YouTube frat boys? Don't take advice from these people unless they're talking to you about boxing, DJing, and being obnoxious on the internet. Do not listen to them. Let's look at David Dobrik's paid promotion, which is particularly ironic.
So I wanted to get my feet a little more wet with some NFTs, if you know what I mean.
Pause, scratch, stop. Okay, let's take a moment to appreciate that he begins his video by declaring his ignorance. He doesn't know anything about NFTs. He wants to get his feet wet. Okay, continuing on.
So I kind of went to the tippy top of the NFT world, and check this out. I got a bored bunny. And not only is it a bored bunny, but it looks like me. Look at that. We have the same hat.
All for cute. Nice hat, David.
If you're young and naive, just like my brother, and want to get into NFTs.
Here, I'll finish that sentence for you. Don't. If you're young and naive and want to get into NFTs, don't. Don't do it. First, get unnaive. Educate yourself. Understand what you're buying. Get some context. And don't listen to David Dobrik.
You should check out Bored Bunny. They have literally over 150,000 people in their Discord, so it's like a ginormous group chat.
I don't know about you, but I've never been able to have a coherent conversation with 150,000 people at once. Listen, guys, David Dobrik is not your guy on anything, ever. Just don't. Or, as it turns out, Floyd Mayweather. These people are just shameless. And I guess that's what it takes to succeed in social media, a complete lack of shame. Because Mayweather, he's an amazing boxer, but his track record with promoting crypto projects to say it's bad is an understatement. It's 100% bad. It's across the board, a counter indicator. He's promoted scams almost exclusively. In the 2017 ICO craze, he was promoting ICOs just bonkers, all of them, all over, and was banned by the SEC for 3 years from promoting any securities. Well, I guess that 4-year cycle worked out well for Mayweather because he's back at it, full steam. YouTuber CoffeeZilla did an excellent video on this. I totally recommend opening that in a new tab and watching in full after this. He has several videos calling out Jake Paul, too, who is arguably just as notorious as Mayweather in this space. Without rehashing all of that, I'll just add that I don't really know if I should be exclusively appalled at Mayweather, or if maybe I should be a little impressed. Because I mean, really, the ability of this man to just tell people over and over that they will never lose money.
You will never lose.
When they have, in fact, lost many times before on his advice over and over, and there is an extensive legal record from numerous legal proceedings proving such. It's almost awe-inspiring. The singular focus on your own immediate profit, everyone else be damned. Whether it's ignorance or malice, it doesn't really matter. He is just conning people. And now Mayweather is promoting his Mayweverse? Does it sound like I'm drunk and I'm slurring? I'm not. That's what he calls it. It's the Mayweverse. We should hang out in the Mayweverse. If you got NFTs, you could take them to the Mayweverse. Back to the bored bunnies. The actual JPEGs in question they're pretty standard, to be honest. They're more cartoon profile pics, so yay if you're into that kind of thing. You know, my favorite part is the complete lack of creativity here. Bored apes worked out pretty well, so let's do bored bunnies. Yeah, and mutant apes, those were good, so mutant bunnies. And it's not like copying itself is necessarily a bad thing. Everything is a remix. It's copied, transformed, and combined. But this is just low effort. And hold on, what is this? Do these bunnies have 2 sets of ears? You know, it reminds me of the book Ender's Game, and I promise this is relevant. The movie was not great, but the book is a classic of science fiction. In the book, Ender is recruited to battle school to defend Earth from the coming invasion of a race of insect-like aliens. And in battle school, he has to learn about strategy and commanding a team, and they engage in these mock battles. Each new battle stacked against Ender's team in some new and seemingly impossible way. But every time he figures out how to reinvent the game by introducing a new new strategy, a new technique, a new element that they weren't expecting. And the other students in battle school, they all copy him, but by the next battle, he's already deploying new techniques that again completely change the game. He's changing the game every time he plays. That's art. You have to do something new. You have to push boundaries, change the game. If you're just copying, that's boring. And good art is not boring. Good art can be a great many things, but it cannot be boring. But I digress. This is about scams, not the nature of art. We will save that for another day. The damage here is basically done, but hopefully David Dobrik doesn't follow in Floyd Mayweather's footsteps in becoming a repeat crypto offender. He got called out by another big influencer and is now promising to, quote, reinvest the $100,000 he earned back into the space, either through paying back board money owners or through other means. We will see in time if anything comes of that. I feel like I should end this video with some list of things to look out for in NFT scams, but the indicators here are weirdly specific, like don't listen to boxers and DJs. Maybe the umbrella term I'm looking for is entertainers. Don't listen to pop entertainers about NFTs, especially if they're telling you you will never lose, and if the project is promising you that you'll make your money back many times over. Or maybe it's just never listen to Floyd Mayweather. That seems like a pretty solid lesson. Do not listen to Floyd Mayweather. And you know what? People need to know about this, so I'm probably going to do some more scam videos. If there are examples or specific types of scams that you want to hear about, let me know down in the comments. And hey, while you're clicking around, go ahead and click that like button and maybe the bell icon, and we will discuss it in a future video. Thanks, team.